Hi guys, back to you with another chaotic review. This one won't be with shaky camera because this one is featuring tripod, although I will be still using my hands. Okay, this time I wanted to talk with you about Sabaj A30A, but before we'll get to that one, let's start with this one. If you wonder what this is a headphone amplifier, but not your regular analog headphone amplifier. This one is a fully digital headphone amplifier, FDA, made by I1 from HiFi. And I've heard about that device, I think about 2 years ago. I was very interested in the concept of having amplifier that's fully digital, that doesn't actually use any kind of digital to analog converter inside, but uses only digital stages up to the final output, like this one. And I bought this 2 years ago, and this has been one of the best buys of my audio life, because it's brilliant, it's dynamic, it's fast, it's flooding with details. It has smooth airy treble, it has bass to die for, it has very natural mid-range. Anyway, all the superlatives that you can use for audio equipment are packed inside this neat little box. One thing about it though is that it gets warm. It's using quite a lot of current, and this is full metal, by the way, and it gets warm. And it gets warm. So, when I thought that fully digital amplifiers for speakers available on the market, and that they became available to my wallet, because this one is not that expensive, I decided to give it a try and to get one for myself. Sabaj A30A is supposedly the same as SMSL VMV-A2 inside, but this one costs about half the price of SMSL amplifier. And I've read a lot of good stuff about this one on different forums on the web, and I've decided that I'll give it a shot. It was delivered about 2 weeks ago. You may have seen it in the background of my other videos, because I was burning in the amplifier and some cables. This is done right now, and I wanted to talk about the amplifier itself. I won't be giving you the tour on the amplifier, because I had to connect the power line in the back, and I'm using smartly my TV remote as a stand for the amplifier. So just a few things. It's full metal enclosure. I really dig the look of the amplifier, I really dig the materials used here, and I really like this small display. Sabaj is speaking in his in marketing materials about gluing the display together with the glass in the front of it. I don't know what they actually mean, but the fact is that the display seems to be right behind the glass or plastic window here. I haven't taken the foil, the protective foil yet. Anyway, it looks nice. The device is very responsive. It's very nice to operate. I won't be discussing all the menus in details, because that's something that you can find in other reviews. And in manual, as always, RTFM. It's always good to read the manual. Okay, so let's get back here. So, I suppose that the thing that you'd like to hear about is how does it sound. Well, I'd say that it has all the qualities of this small peanut here. It's very dynamic. The sound is fast. It has a lot of detail. Very surprising, very nice detail, served in very interesting way. I have digital to analog converters that have more detail, but there is a difference. This one doesn't use internally any kind of digital to analog converter. The digital signal is used to drive the output stage amplifiers, but there's also one interesting twist about that one, that the output signal is being fed right into the feedback loop to the input stage digitally, so the amplifier is correcting on the fly the output signal level to match it with your speakers. This I think this is the cause for this detail retriever that is different than in typical DACs. In typical DACs, when you have good quality DAC, you'll have a lot of detail, but this detail will be I don't know how to actually describe this. This detail will be for all of the instruments, all of the stuff that's happening in your music. This one also have this quality, this amplifier, but it's surprisingly capable of picking up some of this detail and highlighting it. I don't know how to describe that in other words, but I'm used to listening to my music on good quality DACs, and I'm used to a lot of detail, and I love to have a lot of detail. And I own DACs that are a bit better than this amplifier in this regard, but still, this unit is able to surprise me with things in my music that I know and I love, that I've never heard before. Maybe it's not exactly that these details were not that other DACs were not other DACs, because this is not a DAC. Other units were not able to pick up this particular detail. I suppose it was there, but this amplifier was able to pick this one particular thing and highlight it to catch my attention. So this is something very interesting and very nice. Other than that, airy, smooth treble, bass to die for, dynamic, fast, hard-hitting and organic. Very clean and very transparent mid-range. Dynamics. Have I said about dynamics already? If I have said about that earlier, that still I can tell you about that third time, fourth time and so on. It's very dynamic. Swings from full silence to full orchestral score are very fast, very hard hitting, and it actually conveys a lot of emotion. I love this one. As for the general quality of the soundstage, it's amazing. It's very holographic, and there are many devices on the market that are able to convey a wide stereo image, but it's harder to get the imaging right in the background, in the depth and in the height. This one, this small amplifier does this magic in a brilliant way. You can actually hear that, for example, there is a guitar behind the singer, and that the guitarist is sitting, so the guitar is a bit behind and lower than the singer. This is amazing, on par with my way more expensive stuff. And this one's quite cheap. I mean, it's not as cheap as, I don't know, $100, yes, but in a hi-fi world, $500, actually $450 is considered, I don't know, cheap interconnect cable. And this amplifier costs $450 or $500 depending on the price at the moment, and still is on par with more expensive equipment. To be specific, my plan is to use this one to replace the setup that I have downstairs. The setup consists of a Logs-G D40 DAC, which is brilliant, by the way. I'll do a review on that one when I'll disconnect it from my system. And I'm using this Logs-G to drive Audiolab M-Power monoblock. using balanced XLR connections. And this monoblock, audio lab monoblock is used to drive Martin Logan Motion XT35i speakers. So this is maybe not the very high end that I have downstairs, but it's way more than your typical cheap Amazon speakers and your typical Amazon HiFi amplifier. This one will be replacing Logs G, which when I was buying it was fourth from the top on Audio Science review regarding to THD and noise, fourth from the top. So it was and still is brilliant unit with Audiolab monoblock, and I think it will be at least on par, if not better, in regards of general audio quality. But you have to bear in mind that this unit costs roughly the same as the digital to analog converter, this Logs GD3040 alone, not considering another, I'd say it would be about a little less than $1,000 that I gave for Audiolab monoblock. And this unit being less than half of the total price of the other two units is at least on par. I mean, I have heard devices that sound better, but not for the price. So all the prices, all of the hype trains that you can read or hear on the web are right. This is amazing, and I'm watching closely how the D-class amplifier technology is evolving. This digital feedback loop that's able to correct the output signal on the fly is amazing, and I'm looking forward to the stuff that will be developed in next few years. And still, remember about that one. This one is still one of the best headphones amplifiers that I've ever heard. Yeah, maybe another review on this one alone soon. So, buy this one, enjoy it, and be happy with your music. And oh, by the way, all the stuff that I'm reviewing in my reviews, in my chaotic, shaky reviews, has been always bought with my own money. I'm not working with any kind of sponsorships. I'm not getting any kind of equipment for the review. I'm reviewing the stuff that I already bought for me, that I decided to buy and use, because I think it's a good idea to share and let you know what I think about the equipment. Because this is basically the same thing that I'm doing when I'm looking for new equipment. I'm trying to read or watch or hear as much as I can on the YouTube, on the HiFi, on Audio Science Review, on many different audiophile forums. So with clear heart, I can only recommend this unit. It's shiny gold here. Have fun, have a nice day. It's a very sunny and warm Sunday here. So enjoy the rest of your weekend and see you soon.